Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, and the IYT. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's go right to the 10-minute chart. Just want to show you the intraday action. It was really interesting today. So we gap up about 110 up on the Dow. This is the SPY now. And then all of a sudden right at 7 o'clock my time or 10 o'clock New York time, we just start coming in. We come back, we fill the gap, get the bounce like usual. Volume dries up, pretty much dries up the rest of the day until the last candle, where we come in and sell for the last 40 minutes, almost below the 243.20 line. Remember, that's the line in the sand, guys. Keep an eye on that. Back above it again, doing okay. 20 MA, though, we're back below it. So still above the 50 and the 200, but back below the 20. Still chopping around in a good bullish chop. Upside would be around 249 to 250 to 253. This is going to be big resistance up here. Great pattern though, guys. This thing could rip higher than that. Then I'd look 255 to 260, but one day at a time. So right now, great bullish pattern, guys. Let's see if this thing continues. If we start slipping, then we'll look at these areas. This will be the big one, this trend line here, and then double bottom into this area is huge too. If we crack through that support, then we will be going lower. Higher prices, 253, 255 in this area. If we get through here, this resistance, lower area down here by the 200 MA, gets through that, then possible lower prices. So 56 million on the day, 16 cents up. So, you know, another non-eventful day, guys. Light volume, just kind of chop. A great intraday action. Can't deny that. IWM, 22 million on the day, pretty much the same as the last week and like week and 1 day, or you could go 2 weeks, just a little bit more here, but same thing, kind of chopping. We talked about this. Gets up here, then just starts to chop. That's why puts are so tough in this market. Calls too. Calls, you know, you get an okay move on calls here, but we come right back down to couple days in a row. Those calls are going to be getting murdered, just like the puts get murdered, calls get murdered, puts get murdered. So they're going to keep chopping this thing up and down, and let's see what happens towards the end of the week. As long as we stay above the 20, the 50, the 200 MA, we'll be okay. Did make a pretty good move intraday. Same thing, just like the SPY, the Qs, they bounced up, came right in, hit good support here. This one went past gap fill, but this one hit great support right in this area. If you put a retrace, let's put a tighter retrace on this. This, if I'm trading intraday, this is what I'd be doing right here. Boom. Stick it to the high there. See, look at that, 618. You have this little trend line here, and also you have the 200 moving average. That's a great bounce area. We got the bounce. Boom, little bit up, right to double top. Last about 40 minutes we sold, came into the 50 MA or almost into gap fill. So this one's still okay, guys. Daily chart, nothing wrong. Above the MAs, volume still light. Let's keep an eye during next couple days, 4th of July next week, so we might continue the light volume. Watch for that. If we do, then we'll just chop around here above the MAs unless some news comes on. Then we might go down. Good news, we might go up. I think it's either way, guys. Bad news, good news, will still go up on light volume. Doesn't matter anymore. No, but we're still in a great stance, bullish pattern. Let's see if this thing starts moving up or starts moving down. Or does it chop around for the next 5 weeks? That's been the case too. So we talked about the Qs, guys. 34 million on the day. Volume was a little better, at least a little better than Friday and Thursday. We were 66 cents down. This was the weak horse again, so we got to keep an eye on this one. Volume did come in, but slowly dried up. Today it came in a little bit more. We did get back below the 20 MA, guys. Still inside bar, channeling on the low end of this range here, consolidating. Now we came back. Let's see if we get some follow through tomorrow and come back to maybe gap fill, maybe the 50 MA down in here. But we've had, what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days of consolidation. We talked about that. I can't ask for a better pattern, guys. I want at least 2 to 3 weeks of consolidation. We have 2 weeks. We're going into 2 weeks, and gosh, this is great. As long as we stay down here, we retrace to the 750. If you're bullish, it's got to get above this yellow area. It's got to attack the all-time highs and go through it. 145 to 150. If this thing comes back, gives us some follow-through, comes down, gap window, gap fill, then I'd expect lower prices. Again, you got to crack through the highs, and on the downside, you got to get through the pivots and the gap fill over here. And I still think we'll come to the 200 MA. So there's your upside, downside target for the Qs. But right now, still okay though, still above the 50 and the 20. A technician will tell you that. Me, I see more of a bearish pattern there. Bullish stance on the chart, but bearish pattern. That's how I'm seeing this. Light volume. I mean, the volume was better than Friday, but Friday's volume was there anybody even there? The DIA, guys. So DIA is 19 million on the day, 13 cents up. We're just holding this area, popped up. Now we're just chopping. We've talked about that. That's pretty much what these markets are doing. We pop up, then we chop for 5 weeks. Pop up, chop for 5 weeks. This one we actually floated higher. We are above the 20, 50, and the 200 MA. We talked about 220, 225, then the 228 to 230 area if this thing continues up. If we continue chopping, 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 this thing starts to come in for whatever reason, guys. That would be almost a miracle. We hit this bottom trend line, 50 MA, still great support here. If it gets through that, and you look at this pivot, there's a gap fill down here, and of course the 200 MA right around the $200 even number. So watch for that. If that area cracks, then we'll start filling gaps down below. But right now, above the MAs, nothing wrong. Bullish stance. Let's see if this thing can start moving up. Watch volume, guys. If we get some volume, this will become a selling index as well as the rest of them. IYT up 86 cents, the strong horse of the day. So the IYT, we had 236,000 on the day, a light volume. This one doesn't trade a lot, period. But again, chopping around above the MAs. Got a little tail here. Inside bar couldn't close above there either. Look at that. Nice little bearish inside bar, but still above the MAs. Bullish stance. A little bit bearish pattern here, guys. Let's see if we can continue higher. This was the big area, 170.94. So let's go 171. If we got through that, double top right around 173.88. But we came right back down, closed below that. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Now, if we start going sideways, the 20 MA starts curling into price. That could set this one higher. So they're doing exactly what they need to do because they know if the IYT is lagging, they need to get this one leading. They, the central bankers, you know, the Janet Yellens of the world, they need to get this higher. Even big institutions that say, hey, we got to keep this train going, guys. So look out for a push towards the 174 area. If we don't get down there, it starts to slip. Look, if we close below the 20, the 50, we do have this trend line right here. That's a big one. So if we could possibly hold this thing up, and then as well as 618, then you ultimately have the 200 moving average, and then you have the double bottom here at 157.44. So on the up move, 175, maybe to 180 if we could get through this 173.88 area. If it can't do that and it starts coming in, then you're looking at the 200 double bottom. And I believe is there a gap fill right here? Yeah, there's a big gap fill here, big gap fill down in there. So we'll be looking for those areas if we start to break down. So right now, guys, still in a great stance, still okay. Had a good push up on the day. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. And they're going to leave it up here. So let's see if we can consolidate sideways for the next up move, or we start sliding and getting past this support, and then we'll look for the next area of a possible bounce. So again, 235,000 on the day, 86 cents up. So no great shakes, but still a great pattern, possible setting up for higher prices. All right, guys, if you like these videos, go to StockBookie.com, sign up for the free membership, and I really appreciate you stopping by, watching my videos. I can't thank you enough. And hopefully you're learning something, and hopefully I'm helping some of you guys out there. But again, thanks a lot for watching my videos. God bless. See you on the charts.